Today, I will show you how to transform this boring Camry into a slightly less boring Camry. I will do this by installing an aftermarket rear sway bar. I bought this Whiteline BTR39 from Advance Auto for about $220 on sale. The package is here. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Inside you have this nicely wrapped bag, BTR39, confirm that is the right model. Here you have a well-packed sway bar, stickers, bushings. Let's get started. Well, this is not a good start to the day. Looks like a wasp nest, or one in the making, or one that's abandoned. Let's get rid of this. Alright, I have shown this many times, but you're just going to jack up the car and remove the lug nuts. I'm going to start by spraying some penetrating fluid on these end link nuts. Let it sit for a little bit. Unless you have a perfectly clean car that's brand new, these are probably rusted in place. If you try to impact this 40mm nut with a ratchet, it will just spin. So you have several choices. There's a hex nut inside that's 3/16, at least on this car. Then you could try to put the Allen key in while breaking this loose. Alternatively, you could find something to hold this ring in the back in place to keep this from spinning. On my Evo, nothing would work. I actually had to cut this nut off with an angle grinder. That might be something you just have to do on these older cars. The largest K-Nipex pliers I had, impact at 14 off. I would try removing the top one on the shut mount. I'm gonna try leaving this one alone. It's probably gonna have the same issue. I'm gonna see if I could simply remove the entire sway bar off as one piece. I'm replacing the end links regardless. Let's repeat on the other side. Without a doubt, this is going to be one of the most, if not the most, annoying part of this install. I was only able to get it out with the K-Nipex pliers, holding that little ring or whatever still. Just glad I don't have to torch it off or cut it off. Let's remove the two 12mm bolts on each side. You get this out. Just move it forward a little. Move it back here. And then wiggle it out from the ends. Ideally, you would be able to remove one of these two control arm bolts, but both sides are completely seized. Even my 1,000 foot-pound impact won't touch it. The next best thing I could do is just remove these two, I think they're 14mm bolts that hold the exhaust hanger in place. Simply pull this pipe down a little bit and just wiggle the old sway bar out. That's just something you might have to do. And when I put the new one in, if it doesn't fit, I think the next best option is just to remove one of these shocks and just slide it in from there. And here's the old sway bar with a seized end link. Here's the new one. You can see how much thicker the new one is. It's kind of good that this is here so I can reorient it in the proper way. Just line up the contours. Let's put the bushing on and let's attempt to reinstall it. They provide the grease, so let's lube up the inside, slide it on. Do it for both sides and let's try to put it back in the car. So in my case, I found out that it's easier to fish the new bar from this side of the car, on the left side of the exhaust, looking at the end of the car. That's because the pipe is more toward this side, so you can pull it down easier and maneuver it back in place. There's a little bit of a fitment issue with this tab because the bushing is thicker, so I'm just going to use a little, whatever you call this, sledge to beat it into submission and make it work. Tighten the exhaust bolts. These are 12mm. Tighten these two mounting brackets. Torque specs are below. I just do it good and tight. If you're running a little bit short on grease, I like using marine grease. It does the same. I've had pretty good results with it. I'm now going to install this little bracket that prevents the sway bar from moving too much side to side. Do this on each end. Fortunately, these appear to be stainless steels, so hopefully it won't rust in the future. I'm going to leave about a few millimeter gap here from the mount until I can fine tune this later. Finally, for the end links, I just went with the Godspeed adjustable. I opted not to go with the expensive Whiteline. It should do the same thing for now, at least. If it doesn't work, I can upgrade it at a later time. This is adjustable in length, so let's take this out and put it in. Sorry for the noise. I'm almost out of battery, almost out of time today. Right now, I'm just gonna set this with 0 preload, no adjustments, just with it unextended. Just hand tighten for now. Same with these collars. I drove this car around and there was a lot of clunking, so make sure you actually torque all the fasteners on the end links and the mounts. You want the suspension loaded when you do this, ideally with the driver's weight in the front driver's seat. As you see here, the shocks were replaced as well. Overall, I will give this job a 3 out of 5 in difficulty, because if you have to start taking things apart that are rusted and things won't come out, it could be a nightmare. That's it for today. I hope to see you all next time.